Sweet dreams from Doubletree.
Former National League Rookie of the Year John Montefusco was jailed after being charged in 2 separate incidents of sexually assaulting and threatening to kill his ex-wife. No arraignment date has been set. If convicted, Montefusco could be sentenced up to 20 years in prison. During his 13-year career, Montefusco, who was nicknamed the Count, won 90 games with 4 different teams. He is currently employed as a pitching instructor in the minor leagues.
Once again, World Series now tied at 1 with Cleveland's victory. That's it from here. I'm Linda Cohn.
Dan Patrick, the popular show Primetime with Chris Berman. Tom Jackson, Stuart Scott is up next. Thanks for joining us. Good night.
NFL Primetime swaggers into Week 8. Some teams were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Would the Skins let their NFC East lead slip away? Could Emmett find the end zone against the Jags? The old Boston hero led the Jets against the Pats. Would the Tuna Bowl sequel be as exciting as the first? The Niners look to do what they always do, beat the Falcons. But Atlanta was reaching for an upset. John Elway and the Bronx took a perfect record into Oakland. New quarterback. Would it be the same result for the Saints? Barry Sanders hoping to run over the Giants. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got the skyhook working for Miami. The stumbling Eagles came home looking for a win against Arizona. Could Jake Plummer be the answer for the Snake Big Cards? NFL Primetime next. Oh, if they only knew. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Berman, and welcome to Week 8 of NFL Primetime. Some good, really good action, some good games coming right down to the finish. And with me, as always, Tom Jackson, Stuart Scott. A lot of stuff to get us jacked up about here, right?
We're jacked.
We're ready. We're ready to go. Well, some big games in Week 8, and some games, well, then there was this game. After 2 weeks, the Rams were very hopeful about their season. After 2 weeks, the Seahawks were 0-2. After 8 weeks now, my, how the plot has changed. So here we go. From St. Louis, Dennis Erickson. Red zone performance, not good early. Second quarter, Lamar Smith takes the pitch, runs right, stacks up for a 4-yard loss. Todd and Let There Be Light made the hit. Second goal, Warren Moon, nobody open. Third and goal, Moon out of the shotgun, under pressure. Double coverage, actually does well just to get rid of this ball. Todd Peterson makes a field goal, but it's only 3-0. Meanwhile, Dick Vermeil, his team's effort, well, they don't score points. Tony Banks, a tad short. Tony Banks to Amp Lee. Problem is, Amp Lee doesn't do it. Amp Lee. Then, Banks looks left. Remember those ground balls that he threw in the infield at Candlestick, Tom? Well, if there were dirt here, that would have been 4-3. 78 total yards, 3 first downs in the Rams' first half. 3-3, though. Seahawks driving. Moon in the shotgun. Ryan McNeil goes for the pick, his 6th pick this year. Most in the league this year, Tom.
Yeah, scary moment right there. You can see behind the quarterback, Roman Pfeiffer and Bill Johnson connected helmets, but they would both be okay.
Now the score 10-6 third quarter on 3rd and 7. Moon to Joey Galloway for a first down. 2nd and 15. Moon reads the blitz, dumps it off to Chris Warren. Where's the defense? Slides into the 2-yard line of first down. First and goal. They backed up a little bit. Steve Broussard sprints left, and he's in the end zone. Guy averages about 10 yards a carry. 17-6 Seahawks. Banks under pressure. Chad Brown hits it in the air. Where is it? It accidentally goes in the air, and Benny Blades picks it off. Seahawks. Wasn't pretty. The Seattle Seahawks started the year 0-2. Now they're above the Mendoza line at 4-3. The Seahawks win it by the count of 17-9. Warren Moon at one point in this game completed 12 of 14. He wasn't stellar, but Warren Moon thrown in the mid-200s, and, you know, the Seahawks, he's been there before, Tom, and I think he's given him a little calm, and the team has responded.
I think certainly he is the difference. You talk about the consecutive passes. Both teams fairly ineffective, especially in the red zone. The numbers by Warren Moon, between 200 and 300, but 2 INTs, 1 in the red zone. But again, you see the difference. A couple of plays by the Seahawks who have a couple of veterans who can make those kinds of plays is the difference. And I think when we speak to the Rams, this is a ball club, a young ball club, a veteran staff. But I would say this, you stay away from anything nail making, balloon making for 15 years. When you come back, I think you have to give yourself some time and patience before that young group and that experienced staff get on the same page.
Yeah, looked like they started okay, but obviously a long season,
correct.
at least thus far for the Rams, who Phillips in and out of the lineup, and give Seattle credit. They've turned their season into something, Tom. Well, we have plenty to show you here in week number 8 on NFL Primetime. Later on, the Jags and the Cowboys. Herschel. Who said there's no tread on the tire? I don't know, somebody on the show. Redskins and Eagles. Could anybody hold on to the ball?
Call it strength.
A world leader in insurance and investment.
Call it expertise.
$450 billion in assets under management.
Call it vision.
Anticipating the opportunities in more than 50 countries.
Call it innovation.
Give clients smarter choices in a changing world.
Call it AXA. Here you know us as the Equitable. AXA, go ahead. You can rely on us.
If you want the theater experience, without that theater experience, get a home theater system at Circuit City and enjoy it in the privacy of your own home. Circuit City, you can't get a lower price. We guarantee it.
How to speak Australian. Touch football. Beer. Foster's, Australian for beer.
I-24. Oh, 73. This is it. I-16. Bingo! I got bingo!
Get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
Ready for the next game?
Both the new Nissan Altima and the new Honda Accord are great-looking cars. Both come with 150 horsepower engines, but the Altima has more torque.
All right, here's some numbers for you. As the Washington Redskins, fresh off their Monday night win over the Dallas Cowboys, headed to Tennessee in front of friends and family at the Liberty Bowl. Norv Turner has been a few years the head coach of the Washington Redskins. His teams the week before, they play his old team where he was offensive coordinator, 0-7. Against Dallas, he's 4-3. The week after going into this game, the Redskins 0-5. Smell a trend. Here we go. From the Little Sombrero. Text at 31,000 on a nice day. Why not? Tennessee on a little winning streak. Steve McNair decides to run it, except for one thing, he fumbles! It's off his leg. But McNair recovers short of the first down. They had to punt. First drive for Washington. Gus Barat says, okay, Steve, watch this. I can do better than that. Oh, it's a big fumble, but he picks it up and he runs for 26 yards. Just like Norv has it in the playbook. Skins miss a field goal. Mike Nolan's defense of the Skins, 29th against the run. McNair, though, play fake to Frank Wycheck. And Wycheck checks all the way down to the Skins 30.
Yeah, fake toss, focus on Wycheck, but look at the nice soft spiral that he throws. Nice tight ball, but easy enough for the receiver to catch.
3 plays later, McNair, we really like him when he moves, especially right. This time he tucks it in, no fumble, 21 yards down to the 4-yard line. 3 plays after, now we're early second quarter. McNair on the bootleg from the 2-yard line. Where's the flag? Right there. Touchdown, 7-0 Oilers. Nearing the end of the first half, Leslie Shepard. Feels like the astronaut Alan Shepard. Nice job of holding on. Third quarter, it's 14-0 Tennessee. Barat to Henry Eller. No, it's a bobble. Marcus Robertson picks it off down to the 35. Hard to believe, Tom. First interception all year by the Tennessee Tuxedos. 252 pass plays run against them before that. But, sets up a Rodney Thomas run on a 21-0 Oilers. Gus Barat leads the comeback. Ellard, touchdown, 2 TDs for him, 21-14.
Yeah, Ellard been doing this for a long time. Forces a little bit of contact before he bends that pattern inside.
Well, they worked on Denard Walker, the rookie, but this time, Barat just overthrows it. Walker makes the pick and makes a nice return. He gets a little convoy before he's knocked down at the 42-yard line. And Norv says, Gus, what are you doing? Then, time to run the ball. About 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 21-14 game. Eddie George for 15. George ran repeatedly on this drive and finished it off. 6-yard touchdown, 125 yards on the day, and the Oilers tacked on that touchdown at the end and they win it by the count of 28-14. As we mentioned, 31 carries for $125 for Eddie George. And we said on the countdown this morning, 29th rushing defense. Eddie George, what do you think could happen?
Well, you speak to two things right there. Eddie George making Steve McNair comfortable at quarterback, 100+. Redskins 3 losses, 200+ rushing yards given up in each of those losses.
So the Oilers beat the Skins 28-14, and that trend stays intact. When we return, Cards and Eagles, kind of a snoozer for most of the game, but at the end, very exciting. Panthers and Saints, well, it was the Saints and it was a snoozer.
Are you tired of the game yet? You know, the one where you comb your hair a little this way and a little that way, hoping no one will notice that you've lost some hair. Instead of fussing with it, your hair can look like this.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now, and we'll send you our latest free brochure with before and after photos of clients who've realized the benefits of our latest breakthrough, anonymous hair technology.
We call it anonymous hair because you can't tell. It's real hair added into your own. So whether you're swimming or if someone's just running their fingers through it, it's just like your own hair. You don't have to spend up to $50,000 for transplants or buy minoxidil for the rest of your life to get a little fuzz up there. It's only $9.95 or as low as $40 a month.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for your free brochure, and you'll also receive a free round-trip American Airlines ticket anywhere in the continental United States. There are a limited number of tickets available for new customers only. That's 1-800-HAIR-CLUB.
Saturday, the Battle of Michigan.
Michigan State. Absolutely no love there. Always a tough physical game. And in East Lansing, Wolverines have suffered some misadventures.
Then, the Noles invade Virginia.
1995, Florida State upset at Virginia. The Noles will not be overconfident this way. Mark it down.
Michigan State at 12:30. Florida State, Virginia at 7. Saturday, only on ESPN.
Interestingly enough, it was my daughter's idea. Through small minds come great ideas. She was looking over these pictures of black and white. She said, Daddy, wouldn't it look nicer in color? And I gave it to our technicians. I said, could we replicate this on television? And since then, we have spent literally hundreds of dollars in attempting to do that. And she had trouble staying between the lines. I hope our people do a little better job.
Stuart, a couple birds in the NFC East, the Cards and the Eagles, each changing wings, quarterbacks. But I think by the end of the game, I think we had everyone but Jim Hart and Jack Concannon in the game for these teams.
Hart may have made an appearance. I'm not sure. I didn't watch all the game, but he may have come in here. Stoney Case, took him 25 years, 3 months, 12 days of his life to start an NFL game. It took him a week to alienate his teammates. Case suggested to a reporter he should have started, whether Kent Graham was injured or not. One unidentified Cardinal taped a note to Case's locker calling him self-serving. Bad karma for an Arizona team where DB Aeneas Williams is the leading scorer the last 3 games. 1-5 Cards hosting 2-4 Eagles. There's Stoney. Rodney Pete, his first start of the year. Pete a little rusty. First quarter, looking for Ricky Waters. Not for USBL pro basketball player Simeon Rice. Rice's first career interception. Simeon, 23 points, 16 rebounds. TJ, what's the Eagles' defensive plan?
Emmett Thomas, a great scheme of blitzing. He always comes up with one. Darren Smith at the top of the screen. Not only a good job of getting to the quarterback, but a good job of stripping the football.
Eagles defense blitzed on 11 of 17 first-half passes. They sacked Case 7 times. Still scoreless second quarter. Ricky Waters, break me off, little 7-7 kid. 2-yard touchdown for Ricky. Ricky, 122 combined rushing and receiving yards. 4th time in 5 games. He's done that against the Cards. All right, Ricky, yes, you are the man. Second half, TJ, more pressure on Stoney.
Yeah, William Thomas this time, top of the screen. Larry Fenners misses the block. You get William Thomas coming wide. And again, at the end of this play, although he was down, football coming out.
Here's a Case for self-serving. Stoney, full, sacked 12 times in his last 5 quarters. Jake Plummer gets a nod, and Plummer first drive, he blew up. 3rd and 10, it's Rob Moore in the slant, 34-yard gain. 6 catches, 101 yards for Moore. Later in the drive, Plummer representing Larry Sinners. Hey, Mo! Hey, Larry! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Get up! Larry Sinners, leading receiver among running backs in the NFC, gets the first down. Then Plummer, Arizona State record, 65 career touchdown passes. Jake, second quarterback in the draft, hits Kevin Williams, K-Dub. Peace. Plummer's first career touchdown passes. On the drive, Jake 4 for 6, 89 yards. On the day, 5 of 9, 98 yards. Eagles don't come right back. Rodney Peete, screen pass to Waters, 18 yards. Ricky, 3 grabs, 39 yards. First Peete, then repeat. Rodney says, why not? Why not indeed? Takes it himself. 17-yard gain for Rodney. Chris Bonio, 49 straight field goals inside of 35 yards, including the playoffs. Now, this one, a 38-yarder to put it into overtime, but just keep that in mind. We're going to the extra frame, and in the extra frame, Rodney Peete, liking the way you work it, kid, to Ricky Waters. Peete threw 2 interceptions in the game, but hey, who cares right now? Screen to Kevin Turner. Turner muscles his way for 13 yards. Chris Bonio, Schiller. Rodney Peete, Illen finds Charlie Garner down the sideline. All good. Rodney, 23 of 36, 298 yards. This sets up Bonio for the win. 24-yarder. If he gets it, 50 straight inside of 35 yards, including the postseason. Money. Eagles win the game, 13-10 in overtime. This was the Cards' 3rd overtime game this year. They're 1-2. 5 of Arizona's 6 losses have been decided in the final minute or overtime, so theoretically, they could be 6-1 instead of 1-6. Larry Sinners, the closest receiver on an intentional grounding penalty in the overtime for the Cardinals, he said, quote, that call lost us the game, the worst call I've ever seen. Now, I know Arizona's lost 5 straight, but I did a little math here, and if you project Jake Plummer over an entire game, 20 for 36, 372, 4 touchdowns. Is that good enough to say, hey, maybe we got something going?
Well, I think you certainly have to know your personnel, and you take a look at Jake Plummer and what he is capable of. I think that there was another guy in this league who had that nickname Snake. He had that ability to bring his team back from behind at the end of a game. Jake had it in college, like Montana had it in college, like Flutie had it in college. I think it's evident that it's one of the intangibles he has. I can't wait to see him play a whole football game.
Well, I know Kent Graham is a starter, and he probably will start, but the way this season's going for Arizona, December.
Why not?
Let the kid play.
That's correct.
They held their breath at draft. We love this kid. We love Jake Plummer. From? Not Arizona State.
Boise.
Boise, Idaho. He's from Idaho. He's a winner, and we can't wait to see him play a little bit more. Well, it was also new starting quarterback time for the New Orleans Saints, and why not the way their season had gone? Mike Ditka decided to go with Danny Werfel, whose last start was in this very same Superdome national championship game Florida rolled over Florida State. Meanwhile, the question is the Saints hosted the Carolina Panthers 12-4 a year ago, but only 2-4 this year. Question in Charlotte. In their mind, are they gone in Carolina? We'll see. Danny Werfel. With the Panthers up 3-0, Werfel has he short arms it, Tom. It's always a question about his arm strength, and Eric Davis picked it off, returned it to the Saints 32. Panthers possession now. Kerry Collins. Good team will make you pay for a turnover. Hits Mark Carrier first down. Same drive, 3rd and 7. Collins, Anthony Johnson. Look at the blocks. Look at the cut. 14 yards, 10-0 Panthers. Same score, 1st and 10 at the 38 for the Saints. And Mike Ditka says, well, maybe Werfel can bring us a win. They're driving. We're looking for Andre Hastings. The Battle of Hastings is won by Eric Davis. 2 picks for the former Niner and Pro Bowl corner.
Yeah, 38 yards out. Questions about Werfel's arm strength, and maybe rightfully so.
Panther possession now. And if the Panthers' other weapons start to work, Wesley Walls can get open. They've been double-teaming him, but here's a pass at 23 yards. Play action. The fake to Johnson. Again, it's Collins to Walls. Sets up a field goal for Dom Capers. 13-0. And Collins says, hey, this is easy. I can make a trick pass. Meanwhile,
yeah, Greg Cragen, Michael Barrow coming up the middle of the field, and then Barrow coming from outside getting the sacks.
Well, and if you want to know about Danny Werfel, welcome to the NFL, just watch this. Watch the end of this play when the Panthers make him look like Ichabod Crane. I didn't know the helmet could go backwards on your head. I'd never seen that. It was that sort of day as the Panthers had 7 sacks today. Hey, their offense wasn't great, but the Panthers beat the Saints by the count of 13-0. And I know this is also hard to believe, but the Saints hadn't been shut out since 1983, 217 games. But the Panthers are the support Danny Werfel, who'll have better days, by the way. Say, man, you know, not since 83, and I played 1 game and we're shut out. How do we evaluate Carolina, who's now 3-4 with Atlanta coming up next week and the chance to even their record?
Well, you get a good running effort from Anthony Johnson. Wesley Walls re-involved in the passing game, 7 sacks, 2 interceptions. Kerry Collins looks very comfortable at the quarterback position, but I think you temper all that with the fact that it's the Saints. You go out and play a team that's not playing well. I think you expect to play well and do some of the things that you're used to doing.
Well, the Panthers just hope to get on some sort of a winning trend. There'll be better days for Warp, but we have some great games to show you, including some great late games and great finishes. 49ers and Falcons. Hey, you know what? Falcons were no pushover, that's for sure. Patriots and Jets in Tuna Bowl 2. Did Parcells have Bledsoe's number?
You're a judge at America's most prestigious beer competition. You can't see anything. Can't see the labels. All you've got to go on is taste. So who wins the gold medal for best tasting American premium lager? Original Coors. Close your eyes and taste the one that won for taste. Original Coors.
How do you stop a rhino from charging?
How? Travel with Joseph Van Oss Photo Safari to Kenya's land of the Maasai.
How do you stop a rhino from charging?
And you'll see a culture and a wildlife like no other on earth.
How do you stop a rhino from charging?
But bring your Visa card.
How do you stop a rhino from charging? Give it an American Express card.
Because this photo safari doesn't take American Express.
Wait till they hear this in Nairobi.
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Hey, Dan. What's wrong?
Hey, Grant. Bad show. Hair looked bad, teleprompter went down, made some mistakes on some highlights.
I got something to cheer you up.
Thanks, Grant. Appreciate it.
No problem, Dan.
Don't forget Prime Monday. Mike and the gang, 90 minutes. Backstage with Marshall Falk. Week analysis, not week analysis, but analysis of week 8. Oh, I'll never hear the end of that. 90 minutes getting you set for Buffalo and the Colts. And then, are you ready for some football? ABC's Monday Night Football at 9 o'clock Eastern. The Bills against the Indianapolis Colts. Al, Frank, Dan, Lynn, someone at halftime. Back in NFL Primetime in a moment. We have plenty to show you. Tuna Bowl 2. These were two different games, both of them highly entertaining, except if you're the umpire.
Jim Harbaugh and Jay Lewinberg for 1-800-COLLECT.
Jim, next time you call me collect, call me 1-800-COLLECT.
Jay, give it a rest.
No, 1-800-COLLECT is 10 cents a minute every evening, all week long. Yeah? Are we going to practice or what?
You should have used 1-800-COLLECT!
Think Jim's learned his lesson? One more play ought to do it. 1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute every evening all week long.
What if you could get what you wanted automatically? You can, with the easiest way to earn free gasoline, the Shell MasterCard from Chase. Shell, moving at the speed of life.
Hey, Chris, can we ask you a few questions about the Dallas game?
Yeah, sure. Where do you want me?
Wherever you're comfortable.
All right, I got 2 minutes.
Like a lot of companies, we needed an on-staff counselor who could deal with people's baggage. So we thought of Fluff.
I can't believe this. Charlie. You know, when it's a dog leg left, you can't go right.
Wow. When the man speaks, the words are so enlightening.
Fellas, stop. Slow down. Take a mulligan.
Fluff, how far is it to Hyannis?
138 miles. But you gotta carry a lot of water.
And it's not new age mumbo jumbo. All his wisdom is golf course tested.
Sometimes the out-of-bounds ball hits a tree and ends up sitting pretty in the fairway.
What the hell does that mean, Fluff? Going in to renegotiate my contract. What do you recommend?
Wedge.
Now, as they used to say on Rowan and Martin's Laughing, Artie Johnson used to say, it gets very interesting. Week 3, Tuna Bowl 1. Overtime. Jets could have won it for Parcells, but the Patriots and Pete Carroll win in overtime at Foxborough 27-24. Well, the NFL says this was so good we're going to have round 2 of the Tuna Bowl before we even set our clocks back. That weather pattern we've been seeing, it's not El Nino. It's El Tuna. Here we go. Bill Parcells, somewhere in the swamps of Jersey. Pete Carroll. Can the Patriots beat their old coach twice this year? Very early pressure on Drew Bledsoe. Jerome Henderson picks it off and returns it. Cut it. Go. Oh, or a good part of the way, 41 yards. On the ensuing drive, the Jets take over, and Adrian Morrell runs it up the middle. Oh, umpire Ed Kukar knocked down. He hits the turf. But you know what? These guys are tough. He sat out for a couple of plays. I mean, that's tough. Sat out for a couple of plays, and he was back. It was that sort of game. When the drive stalled, John Hall kicks well against everybody except the Patriots. 35-yard field goal, no good. He thought it was good. It's no good. And Bill Parcells has that look. But what about the Jets defense, Tom?
Well, the Jets front did a good job of executing the game plan there. Mo Lewis coming up the middle of the field. Now you're going to see Mo Lewis and Jason Ferguson both get there, putting good pressure on Drew Bledsoe.
After the Patriots pin the Jets deep, though, the Jets up 3-0 in the second quarter. Neil O'Donnell, where he's most dangerous in his own end zone. Oh, no. It's grounded. It's a safety, but don't worry, the Jets still lead 3-2. A 3-2 score. But then, scary moment. Pepper Johnson helping to tackle Curtis Martin. Left leg bends backwards. A torn left quadricep tendon. Surgery could be the end of a marvelous career. 3 seconds left in the half. A 68-yard field goal by John Hall. He has the leg, but it's no good. So, if you're tuning in late, here's how the scoring went. New York opened up with a 3-run homer by Tino Martinez. Boston came back with a 2-run homer by Mo Vaughn. Then, Boston kept it going when Carl Yastrzemski stepped to the plate, hit a 3-run homer, and that's where we stand at the half. Boston 5 and New York 3. But then, shall we play football, Tom? Let's have some more score. Hey, throw him the damn ball. Still, third quarter, 5-3. Drew Bledsoe to Troy Brown and his band of renown. He uses Otis Smith like a coat hanger, and he picks up 67 yards, setting up a Ben Coates touchdown pass from Bledsoe, 12-3.
Combination of good arm strength and bad tackling on the part of Otis Smith.
The Jets bench Neil O'Donnell in the third quarter, and they go for fourth-year pro Glenn Foley. Foley to Morrell to Dedrick Ward. Look at Foley out in front throwing a block. His block is on the 35-yard line, however, but you like the effort. This sets up a Leon Johnson touchdown run. Third quarter, Pete Carroll's pass up just 12-10. Bledsoe to Troy Brown. Lucky to make the turn. Touchdown. 23 yards, 19-10, New England. The Jets, behind Foley, mount their comeback. And Foley's looking deep on play action. He's got Jeff Grant open. It's a 10. Oh, he dropped the ball. Would have been a touchdown. Foley says, okay, let's go short then. Richie Anderson, 5 yards. Jeff Graham, I know you're going to catch everything I've thrown out. 17 yards. Throw him the damn ball. 13 yards. Throw him the short ball. 4 yards. That sets up from the 5. Adrian Morrell, right up the gut. Touchdown. The Jets trail it 19-17. Look at Parcells. Looks like Jackie Gleason in the Honeymooners. Fourth quarter. Foley, Graham, 5 straight completions. Foley, Graham, 6 straight completions. Foley. Look at this. Complete flick. It's Keyshawn, 8 straight. Graham, 9 straight. Kyle Brady, 10 straight. Foley, Lorenzo Neal, touchdown. 24-19 Jets, 11 straight completions. Next, Foley to Keyshawn, 12 straight. He rustles a pass to Fred Baxter, 13 straight. To Graham, 14 straight completions. The guy didn't even start the game. Amazing. Neil O'Donnell. Well, I guess I'll be watching for a while. Jets stalled on the drive. John Hall, 36-yard field goal. It's wide right. Look at this. If every picture tells a story, that tells about 8 stories. Minute 45 to go in the game. 24-19 Jets. Bledsoe to Sean Jefferson. Did he make the catch? Ruled incomplete, Tom.
It certainly looked like he did a good job of scooping the ball up. The only thing that counts, however, is the official's call.
Carroll is stunned. He says it was a completion. Parcells says, let's move on up. Let's move on out with a win. And the New York Football Jets have beaten the Patriots 24-19. The Jets a half a game behind New England for first in the conference. Their record is 5-3 behind the Pats 5-2. Hey, Glenn Foley, hard to get much better than him. 17 at 23, 200 yards. Next game, which will be 2 weeks from now for the Jets. Does Foley start?
Coach is the one making the decisions. I'm just going to go and do what he asked me to do, and if he wants me to play, I won't say no.
I wasn't happy with it. I'm not used to being standing on the sideline like that, but he made a call. It worked, so we're happy with it.
I'll decide what we're going to do. He played well. We thought he could play well. He'd been practicing well. I just thought we needed a spark.
Spark. Oh, man, did they have a spark. And now, again, the Jets are off next week, so there's 2 weeks to get ready. Are we seeing the change maybe, Tom? I mean, it's hard to tell what Glenn Foley held up.
I think Glenn Foley first, we speak to his performance today. 6 of those 6 incompletions, 2 of those were, one, a throwaway at the end of the game, another on a scramble, throwing the ball away on purpose. So he really, to my way of thinking, had only 4 incompletions. He played with poise. He was effective in a game that they had to win, a big game performance. And I think more importantly, when his team needed him, you saw when he came on the field, the attitude of the football team changed. It picked up. Now, what you have, if you're Bill Parcells, is an extra week to make a decision, and he does have a decision.
Well, you can see just them coming to the line of scrimmage was different now. Does Bill Parcells have Drew Bledsoe's number, or at least not his number, but figured him out? Because Drew, throwing on the run today, was not comfortable.
Well, I think that certainly Bill Parcells knows that he wants to get Drew Bledsoe out of the pocket. He wants to put people in his face, but I think that could be said of many quarterbacks. We always talk about a guy being ineffective when he's under pressure. Well, I think that in the case of Drew Bledsoe, there is a real dramatic difference between him standing in the pocket, looking downfield and throwing, and him having to move and throw, him having to think about that rush.
Although the numbers, 24 of 38, 294, 2 touchdown passes for Bledsoe. Correct. But at key moments, he was flustered a little bit. What a baseball and a football game. Well, it's World Series time. What do you expect? We go inside the numbers. And just to put in perspective what the Jets win today over the Patriots means, if you think about their last 2 seasons, they won a total of 4 games, 4-28. They've already won 5 this year. At home, they've won as many games at home as they did over the span. And they've already won more divisional games than they did over the 2 previous years. That says it all.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by Visa, the official card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be. www.visa.com.
When we return, 49ers and Falcons, both teams airing it out in Georgia. And the Jaguars and the Cowboys in a must-win for Dallas. Would they respond?
I'm Kenny, a friend of Dick's. Miller Lite has asked me to find 4 cheerleaders to send to the Super Bowl. Today you're going to meet Kelly from Dunkerton, Iowa. Kelly says her talent's working well with others.
Bow wow wow Miller Lite. Dance 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 Miller Lite. Squeaky squeak Miller Lite. It's really good.
Could Kelly be a cheerleader? Help us out. Participate where you buy and drink Miller Lite.
So then Doris is driving it, and she says, but Elliot, I can't do the road. And I said, but what do you expect? It's a luxury car. Anyway, we then drive it down the road. Have you ever driven down?
Bored with traditional luxury? It could be time for the supercharged Bonneville, one of the world's most powerful sports sedans.
Do you drive a luxury car, Frank?
You bet your ascot I do. Luxury with attitude. The Bonneville by Pontiac.
You got to dig deep. You got to dig deep. Think back. Remember when you were 6 and we took you to McDonald's for your birthday party? All the kids, all the fun. All for you, son. For you. Remember that day, son? Remember when someone stole your fries, but we never found out who? Never found out. It was him.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
So, guys, what do we want to do this weekend?
Let's go to the beach.
It happened at 10 till 6 on a Tuesday night.
Okay, that's enough.
Just before the steamed carrots were served.
Guys, it's important. Yes, this is Lisa. What are you saying?
A phone call she would always remember.
We got the house. We got the house.
For a free guide to help you on the path to homeownership, call the Fannie Mae Foundation. We're showing America a new way home.
Well, those two helmets, the way things have gone in recent years, including earlier this year, 34-7 San Francisco, decidedly 49ers. Some of the scores in the last few years between these two teams, all Niners wins, 39-17, 34-10, 41-10, 50-14, 42-3. Cakewalk today in Atlanta, that's why they play the games. Dan Reeves, hey, team won last week. 3-4 lifetime against the Niners. Better record than most. Halfback option to Jamal Anderson. Portsider, 27 yards to Bert Emanuel, 7-0 Falcons.
Out of the Landry playbook, running the Ice Bowl, running Super Bowl 12, and run today, bro.
Touchdown Atlanta. Now, Chuck Smith, Tommy, last week at 5 sacks. How did he do against Derek Deese?
Well, we're going to take a look here a couple of times. Number one, he gets right in there on Deese and makes a nice tackle on the run. Here, he's blocked to the outside, ends up down on the ground. And then you take a third look, the nice inside move right there where he's held actually by Ray Brown, the guard, inside, but he drew the call.
Score is 7-7 second quarter. Garrison, first eye look at the Hurst, running behind Deese at left tackle. Look at him go. He could go all the way to the 5-yard line. 51 yards, sets up a Kirby 1-yard run. Then, later in the second quarter, Terry Kirby again into the end zone. Niners lead 21-14 at the half. Third quarter, same score. 4th and 19, the Niners punt. Tommy Thompson is drilled by Ronnie Bradford. Dan Reeves says, wait, he was blocked into him. They call the flag and roughing the kicker, and the Niners continue to drive. Steve Young's pass for J.J. Stokes on 3rd down. Too far. But what happened, Tom?
Yeah, right at the end of this play, you see Chuck Smith hitting Steve Young up high. He drew the flag for roughing.
So again, the drive continues when it would have been stalled twice. And Young to Terrell Owens, 31 yards, touchdown, 28-14 San Francisco. He had 2 TDs in the game. Then, if you can't stand the heat in the kitchen, throw it to Todd Kitchen. Chandler's pass to Kitchen. Look at Bert Emanuel taking out 3 Niners with the block. Touchdown Falcons, 28-21. Niners answer, 3rd and 12. Little dump by Young to Terry Kirby. There's a convoy. He's down the sideline. He goes. Oh, no. What? Oh, he's going to score it. Oh, you got to give it to him. He's down to the 1 line. It does set up a William Floyd touchdown, 35-21. Chris Chandler, crushed by Chris Dolman. 4 home games for Chandler this year. He hasn't finished any one of them. Slight concussion, out. Billy Joe Tolliver, at least it's the Billy Joe that reads the playbooks. He's in. Touchdown. Tolliver to Terrence Mathis. 12th of never. 35-28 late. Under 2 minutes ago, the onside kick by Morton Anderson. Fielded by Terry Kirby, but the Niners offside. Atlanta gets second life. Other side of the field. Anderson. The pop. Jerron Bolden recovers for Atlanta. What? Oh, Atlanta's offside. So, one last shot. Morton Anderson, the pop again. Woodson can't hold it in. Ronnie Bradford falls on it for Atlanta. Atlanta has a chance, but now it's 4th and 7. Tolliver. Sacked by Kevin Green. First sack of the year. Couldn't come at a better time. Give the Falcons the nod. As always for Dan Reeves, they play hard, but the 49ers win it. And they lost on opening day. They've now won 6 straight. Their record of 6-1. Don't look now. Best in the NFC. 35-28 the final. The Niners ran for 197 yards. They also registered 6 sacks. 2 by Stubblefield, 2 by Barker. Jaguars and Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Well, Daryl Johnston missing his first game. Fullback ever for the Cowboys. Mark Tuinei starting left tackle. He's out. So they need blocking from somebody else. Anthony Miller. What a crackback block on the Jags. Chris Hudson. Ouch. Bad. Same drive. 3rd and 3 for the Cowboys. Emmitt Smith stopped by Ronaldo, win, no game. Richie Cunningham, happy days, settles for a field goal. Jags first possession. Mark Brunell comes out smoking. He also comes out scrambling. Dallas a pretty good job, but Brunell can do this despite the knee surgery. Pete Mitchell catches it, shakes the tackle, 20-yard gain for the Jaguars. Late, 3rd and 4 and the 7. Brunell to Jimmy Smith, the former Cowboy. Touchdown, 4 for 4 for 68 yards on the drive for Brunell. And the Jags lead at 7-3. Second quarter, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, down to the 1-2 line. Next play, is it over? It's over! Emmitt Smith, his first regular season touchdown since Thanksgiving. 180 touches between touchdowns, one of the most prolific touchdown makers in NFL history. 5 seconds left in the half. Toby Goen tries a 64-yard field goal. Short. Oh, 68 to 64-yard field goal. Tried today. Neither made it. Of course, the record's 63. 13-7 Cowboys at the half. Tom Coughlin nervous because Emmitt's starting to run. 12 yards up the middle. Cowboys, 3rd and goal from the 2. Aikman, one of the cutest names in football, Step Brett Williams. 2 yards. Cowboys missed a 2-point conversion, but they lead it now 19-7. Mark Brunell brings the Jags back. To Keenan McCardell, who had a huge day. Beats Dion, who had him covered pretty well, 39 yards. McCardell caught 7 for $120. 1st and goal from the 8. Brunell to McCardell, touchdown, 19-14. Was it a touch, Tom?
Well, you take a look at McCardell's feet right here as he gets to the sideline. When he has control right there, now 1, 2 second step out of bounds. Ref didn't read it that way.
Well, break goes to the Jaguars, touchdown, 4th quarter. Next possession for the Jags. 5 touchdowns last week for Jimmy Stewart. It was not a wonderful, wonderful game today. Stopped at the 1. Brunell goes to the air. To Derek Brown. Touchdown. He tried to drop it, but he held on. The Jags tack on a 2-point conversion. Coach Jerry Jones very upset. Next drive for the Cowboys. Aikman. Herschel Walker. Look at Herschel Walker. Just shed beyond figures like figures ran into a door. Herschel Walker playing fullback for the injured Moose. 64 yards, 26-22. Dallas.
And we don't get a real appreciation for it here in slow motion, but the speed with which he sliced through this defense and the power, things Herschel has been doing for a long, long time.
Next possession for the Jags, a rare sight. Shante Carver around Tony Baselli. First sack that he's allowed on the year. Jags forced to punt. Cowboys up 4, decide to go for it on the 32. They don't try a field goal. They go with this motion, so they have to punt. Jags get the ball. Brunell. Can he pull the victory out at Texas Stadium? Into the sun to Mitchell for 30 yards. Minute and a half to go, 3rd and 10. Brunell. Pressure. Omar Stoutmire. Not Mel Stottlemyre, but Omar Stoutmire playing for the injured Darren Woodson seals the victory for Dallas. A huge, huge win as the Cowboys go up to 4-3, beating the Jags by the count of 26-22. Herschel's touchdown in the 2nd and 22 situation, Tommy. And the Cowboys, like another team we know, did circle the wagons.
Yeah, major contributions from everywhere. Shante Carver, Deion Sanders in the area of punt returns, Emmitt Smith getting in the end zone. But Herschel Walker, the versatility is still there. I said years ago the tread was off the tire. It's been retreaded.
Can't get better than retread tires. Big game for Herschel. Cowboys are at Philly and at San Francisco coming up. That's why that was such a huge win for them. When we return, overtime between the Lions and the Giants. Could they stop Barry, the G-men? Steelers and Bengals. Could the Bengals ever get it going? Dolphins and Ravens. Abdul-Jabbar, tough in the paint. Broncos and Raiders. Terrell Davis had a touch, but it was another running back on the other side of the field that was much more impressive today.
Are you tired of the game yet? You know, the one where you comb your hair a little this way and a little that way, hoping no one will notice that you've lost some hair. Instead of fussing with it, your hair can look like this.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now, and we'll send you our latest free brochure with before and after photos of clients who've realized the benefits of our latest breakthrough, anonymous hair technology.
We call it anonymous hair because you can't tell. It's real hair added into your own. So whether you're swimming or if someone's just running their fingers through it, it's just like your own hair. You don't have to spend up to $50,000 for transplants or buy minoxidil for the rest of your life to get a little fuzz up there. It's only $9.95 or as low as $40 a month.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for your free brochure, and you'll also receive a free round-trip American Airlines ticket anywhere in the continental United States. There are a limited number of tickets available for new customers only. That's 1-800-HAIR-CLUB.
The entire faculty agrees few minds will ever match the brilliance of Russell Hollenbeck, valedictorian, class of '92.
Russell, he wrote that great thesis about why the NFC always dominates the AFC in Super Bowls.
He was also a natural leader. Remember that campaign he led against the reinstatement of instant replay?
No way! Replay! No way! Replay! No way! I like to think he's somewhere making a difference.
He's open. Pick him up. Fullback missed his block. Hey, can we get cable in here?
Welcome back to Primetime. Great game we got coming up. Giants-Lions from Motown. Let's check and see if Barry Sanders can get his 6th straight 100-yard rushing game. Here we go. A highlight. Let's check it out. First quarter, no score. Second 9 for the Giants. Danny Cannell drops back to pass. Cannell finds Van Malone. One big problem. Wrong jersey. Malone's 3rd career INT, but watch this. Scrambling around the ball, knocked out by his own teammate Mark Carrier. Giants recover. TJ, what happened on this play?
Well, on the play also, Cannell's going to get hit late by Kerwin Waldrop right there, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So a stupid penalty right there cost you.
3rd and goal from the 2. Cannell finds Howard Cross. Yep. Cross, college teammate of the Chiefs, Derek Thomas. 16th career touchdown, G-Men up 7-zip. Second quarter, Lions, 3rd and goal. Scott Mitchell drops back to pass. Scott had enough time to do his tax returns, to bake some chocolate chip cookies, call all his buddies long distance, run up the bill on the Lions, take a nap, find Tommy Boyd, who cannot manage to stay in. All that for not a Lions settle for a field goal. Next possession, 1st and goal, Barry Sanders. I'm feeling you, Barry. I am feeling you. That is just plain nasty. 3rd rushing touchdown this year, 6th of the year, Lions up 10-7, but on the punt return in the 2nd, Brandon Sanders nails Harry Colon. Colon down. Everyone in the stadium was concerned. Brandon Sanders even came up to him right there, making sure he's okay. Colon, movement and feeling in all of his extremities. He was wheeled off. Early reports said he does have full movement. 3rd quarter, Lions repunt after a face mask penalty. Game tied at 10. Amani Toomer, straight butter. Toomer's father, Donald, operates the 40-second clock at Oakland Raider games. Enough time to tell you that. Also, 3rd career punt return for a touchdown. 4th quarter, Lions down 2013, 3rd and 10. Mitchell finds Tommy Bardell. 1st down. Touchdown, Tommy. Later in the drive, 2nd 9, Barry Sanders. Barry down to the 4. Got to also school you on this. Barry, yes, he did go over 100 yards rushing. 6th straight game. Next play, 1st and goal. Mitchell with the radar lock on Johnny Morton. Scott, 19 of 32, 243 yards, tied at 20. We're going to overtime. Heads, tails, call it in the air. Giants called right. Their ball. 3rd play of the overtime. Cannell, the former Seminole, fakes the handoff and finds Howdy. Callaway, 68 yards for the touchdown. Chris Callaway, 5 catches, 145 yards in the game. You see the flag, defensive holding, penalty on the Lions, ball game over. Giants win it 26-20. Danny Cannell, 17 of 31, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. Barry, 24 carries, 105 on the ground. We got more football. Steelers, Bengals, 7-zip Bengals in the 1st quarter. Jeff Blake looking for Carl Pickens. Blake fires a rocket in there. Pickens, nice grab, but as he's falling down, Darian Perry tries to swap at the ball. Hey, looky what I got. My 28th career interception. 2nd quarter, still 7-zip. 3rd and 4, Cordell. Shovel pass to George Jones. 11-yard touchdown reception. Cordell, his 8th touchdown pass this year. He's also run for 6, but we'll get into that later. Steelers get the ball back at their own 8. Stewart hits Yancey, thick pin, off the easy. Yancey, 7th in the AFC, yards per catch. That'll help, 67-yard gain. 3rd and goal from the 9. Cordell trying to be a player, but former Jim Thorpe Award winner Greg Myers is a player hater. 1st pick of the year for Greg, 3rd of his career. Returned it to the 20-yard line, 7-6 Bengals. TJ, what happened?
Well, Cordell throws right there into coverage. The throw is out in front of the receiver. It's the one he wished he had back.
Yeah, Bill Cowher needed a hug. Cordell trying to get his 7th rushing touchdown this year. Got nailed on 3rd and goal. 4th down, TJ.
Well, always good to go to the bus right there. Jerome Bettis lowers his head. He's pounding. And right there,
5, 6, 7, 13-7 Pittsburgh at halftime. 3rd quarter, more Bettis. Kid had 103 yards rushing in the 2nd half. 1st and goal from the 11. Yancey thick pin on Ashley Ambrose. Ambrose should have studied for his midterm because he got taken to school. Yancey with a touchdown. He had 6 catches, 120 yards on the day. Bengals from their own 26. Blake dumps it to Eric Bieniemy. 13 yards in the 1st down. 1st First down for Cincinnati since 4:40 left in the first quarter. Led to a field goal, 2010 Steelers. But we got to go to a 40 acres and a mule production. In the words of Spike Lee, get on the bus, ride the bus. Jerome, 11 more yards. He had 135. Fifth time in 6 games, he's going over 100. Bengals come back, TJ.
Well, Blake's going to hit Carl Pickens right there, but look at the effort by Carnell Lake, and that's experience, gets the ball out. It goes through the end zone for a touchback.
Steeler fans, the terrible towel. Bruce Coslett, he needs therapy. Bengals go down 26-10. Cincinnati 1-6 now. Jerome Bettis, 34 carries, 135 yards and a touchdown. Jeff Blake, 15-29, 2 interceptions. Cordell, 16-33, 246. Yes, he had 2 interceptions, but Cordell doing it again. 2 more touchdown passes.
Stu, the Denver Broncos 6-0. They'd only been that high for a start twice before. 1977, 1986, both times they went to the Super Bowl. 1977, Tom remembers they lost to the Raiders in an attempt to go 7-0. Napoleon Kaufman said, deja vu all over again, Bronx. I don't care if it's new uniforms. 59 yards. Ray Crockett saves the touchdown. But George the Jet, touchdown pass, 7-0 Raiders. John Elway looking for a receiver. Turns upfield. Elway was a runner early on. 18-yard game. 2 plays later, Terrell Davis. Touchdown. We're tied at 7-all, Tommy.
Yeah, take a look at Napoleon Kaufman here and what he is capable of. Tremendous speed and quickness through the hole right there. The great cutting ability goes up the middle for 11, and then you can run it outside. He's one of those guys who has the speed to turn the corner as he does right there for 12.
In the first half alone, 16 carries for 117 yards. That's first half statistics. 2 plays later, 3rd and goal from the 5. George to Ricky Dudley. Boy, he's catching this year, and what a difference this has made. 14-7. There it is. George, I don't know if it's a Lambeau leap, but he's into the crowd. Then Terrell Davis, 9 yards. The Broncos down to the 27-yard line early 3rd quarter, down 14-10. Elway to Shannon Sharp, down to the 15, first down. 1st and goal from the 4. Terrell Davis, left. Touchdown, 4 yards, and it's a 17-14 Broncos lead. Broncos threatening again. 3rd and 9. Hits a fumble. Eric Turner shakes, rattles, and rolls. Look at this block by James Trapp right there. Touchdown, 65 yards, 21-17 Raiders. 4th quarter, Napoleon Kaufman takes the hand out of the vest. Waterloo for the Broncos. Napoleon can't go all the way. 83 yards. 28-17. Mike Shanahan says, okay, Mr. Elway, you're king of the 4th quarter comebacks. Have another one. Elway to Easy Ed McCaffrey. 29 yards. 28-23. Bronx say, let's go for 2. Elway with the play. Davis with the 2. 28-25, the Raiders. Just over 2 minutes to go. Mike Shanahan did not go for the onside kick. It proved costly. Because 3rd and 11 for the Raiders with about 24 to go. George to Tim Brown. 3rd and 11. They pick up a first down. Raiders run out the clock. The Raiders salute the Broncos, saying, not in our house. And you know what? Larry Zonka, Jim Kick, Rick Morris, Don Shula, uncork the champagne. No one's going undefeated again. 25 years and counting. The Raiders beat the Broncos 28-25. Kaufman, a Raider record 227 yards rushing, breaking Bo Jackson's mark. The Broncos came in allowing over 5 yards a carry. That will be now worse. We move on. Dolphins, Ravens. Speaking of the Dolphins, Jimmy Johnson, Ted Marchibroda, chatting before the game. 3-0 Ravens. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he was tough in the paint. Breaks to the right, shakes for 15-yard gain. Then Abdul-Jabbar with a side jump. Good for 9 yards. Tommy? Jabbar showing good balance.
Yeah, and running the ball is not only hitting the hole quick. Sometimes it's good patience. You saw it right there at the line of scrimmage, and then the nice vision to see a cut outside for another 10 yards.
Jabbar, now a bank shot. 6 yards, touchdown, 7-3 Dolphins. Ravens next possession. Bam Morris. Daryl Gardner says, bam, right there. Hits it, fumble. Trace Armstrong falls on it for the Dolphins. 3 plays later, Jabbar. Just more of a shot from 15 feet out. Good. 5-yard touchdown. Jimmy says we need another one. 1st quarter for Jabbar. 2 TDs. 9 carries for 60 yards. So the Ravens down 14-3. Vinny scrambling to Derek Alexander. but it's a fumble, and the Dolphins recover.
Yeah, great job of gang tackling here. Terrell Buckley, the first one to Alexander, then Anthony Harris strips the ball. Derek Rogers makes the recovery. Good group effort.
Teddy says, you know, if you can't hold on to the ball, we're not going to score. Marino, meanwhile, fired up to O.J. McDuffie. Stretches across midfield for a first down. Later in the drive, inside the 10, Jabbar, third rushing touchdown, all in the first half, and he dunks, fittingly, with a guy named Jabbar, 21-3 at the half. Jabbar, though, coughs it up. It's a turnover. Mike McCrary recovers for the Ravens. First turnover for the Dolphins in 248 plays. It only cost them a field goal. It's 21-6 Miami. Vinny says we need a big comeback. To Derek Alexander, 34 yards, 24-13, Tom. But then, when you're hot, you're hot.
Well, great job of concentration right there. Jabbar tipping the ball, but keeping his head up, keeping his eyes open, and you can see the appreciation right there from Dan Marino.
So the Dolphins beat the Ravens by the score of 24-13. So the Dolphins tied with the Patriots for first in the AFC East at 5-2. Jabbar, 108 yards and the 3 rushing touchdowns, 148 yards rushing for Miami. When we return, we don't have enough game balls to dole out on this show. We got 3. We'll dole them out wisely.
How to speak Australian.
Elbows down, keep it clean. That's it, mate. The mum moves in.
Marriage counsellor. Beer. Foster's Australian for beer.
Time can be stopped. Timex Ironman Triathlon watches. Keep going.
I like being in control. With this new Dinerex, I control the cause of my dandruff every day.
New Dinerex Advanced Formula. Its medicine doesn't just treat the symptoms. It controls a leading cause of dandruff called Peel Valley.
Now that's serious control.
New Dinerex Advanced Formula.
You know all those stories you hear about how good it was and how much fun we had and how young we all used to be, about how much it all mattered and how much we all cared and how no one has ever done it higher or faster or harder or better. All those stories you hear, they're all true.
Primetime Players is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, the way we call collect today.
Game ball, hey, Herschel Walker's been a proud and classy professional. Give him a start, he steps in, scores the key touchdown on the pass. Dallas wins, Herschel gets my game ball. Stu?
My game ball goes to the guy with the Napoleon complex, Napoleon Kaufman, 28 carries, 227 yards, 4th 200-yard game in the NFL this year. TJ?
My game ball goes to Glenn Foley, wins the Jets a game that they have to win, 14 straight completions, 200 yards, more importantly, the win.
Husky Tools, innovative solutions from the Home Depot. The problem, ordinary screwdrivers can't always deliver the power or control you need. The Husky solution, the Husky torque driver with 4 times the turning power, only from the Home Depot. Flip the exclusive power lever into action and torque driver delivers up to 4 times more turning power than a regular screwdriver. Slotted, Phillips, square, torque bit, plus the innovative screw guide. The Husky torque driver is every screwdriver you'll ever need. Switch from screwdriver to nut driver in seconds. The patented Quick Connect locks it tight. You get both standard and metric sockets. It's made in the USA by Husky, the toughest name in tools, guaranteed forever.
Torque driver, Husky Tools, Home Depot, what a team.
When you buy from the Home Depot, your satisfaction is always guaranteed. So for rush delivery, get your Home Depot or other major credit card ready and call 1-800-375-0770. That's 1-800-375-0770. Call now.
The Tour tees it up in Vegas as defending champ Tiger Woods looks to tame the fast greens of the TPC at Summerlin. The Las Vegas Invitational. Coverage begins Friday at 3.
NFL Primetime is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, the way we call collect today.
The Broncos, hey, you know what? You can't win every game, Tommy, but rush defense a problem.
I think the Denver defense exposed for the first time. If you can score points and get ahead, they may have a problem.
We had many plot turns today. And you know what? Just about the time we're going to turn the clock,
The season starts to take a turn. It's getting interesting.
for Stu Scott, Tom Jackson, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching.